Well, happy Canada Day. It's kind of a rainy, wet, damp day, and I'm just walking around my garden. And I'm actually wanting to tell you a story because something today happened. Two things actually happened over the weekend, and it set my heart very heavy, very sad. Some of you know me personally that follow us on YouTube. Some of you don't. But 13 years ago, I was an addict. Some of you know that my husband also struggles with addiction. Well, I had a friend reach out today because she was having a very bad day and tell me, Shauna, I relapsed. And it's been going on for a couple of weeks. And I said, you know what? I'm here for you if you need to talk. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. If you need to blow up my phone just to get it out and say, I need your help, I'm there for you. I'm almost crying. 13 years ago, I was an addict. And my drug of choice was pills, uppers, and speed, methamphetamines, and of course hash, coke, whatever I could get my hands on. And with my addiction, it cost me a life. It cost me a child I'll never see. And what keeps me clean, what keeps me on my sobriety, is my kids and my farm. With my farm, it keeps me busy, keeps my mind busy, keeps me from getting preoccupied. And that's what my addiction did. When I was addict, when I was bored, I'd smoke up, or I'd put pills up my nose. And now I don't have that because I can always say, well, this needs to be weeded, this needs to be done, kids need to be taken somewhere. Becoming a mom saved my life. Because 13 years ago, I was a bad addict, and it cost the life, and it cost the life of my first child. And a lot of you didn't know that. And I want to share with you today on Canada Day, because my heart's been very heavy and my heart's been very sad for my friend. And I'm not going to call her by name, but I've been there. I've done that. I've helped keep my husband on the right path. And by doing so, I hope that I can help her when she needs me the most. 13 years ago, I found out I was pregnant with my first child. He would have been almost 13 years old. In September, he would be 13 years old. And I wasn't very far along. I was about 20 weeks when I lost him. He was a miscarriage. And I remember going to the hospital and telling the doctor, I'm having a miscarriage. I was beat up. And because I was beat up, I ended up losing him. And it was all over drugs. So after I came home and there was no baby anymore, I went to live with my cousin. And my life, instead of, because I didn't want help at the time, my life went from being very sick and in the hospital because of what happened to being even more sicker with my addiction. I went into full-blown addiction where I didn't care where I was, didn't care who I was hurting at the time, because I was hurting myself. And I ended up on the streets of Montreal and didn't know how I was getting home. I had to sell my car, and I didn't care. I didn't care that at the time I was 17 years old and went through my first miscarriage. I didn't care that I was hurting people at the time. And I wish I could take all that back, but unfortunately that is in the past and I cannot. But when 2 years later I got pregnant with my daughter at the age of 19, I said I need help. And I went to rehab on my own. I actually went there personally on my own. I said, you either sign me into rehab or I will hurt myself to get into rehab, because I need this. I am pregnant with my second child and I don't want this for her. I don't want her mother to see an addict. And I got help. And I still struggle every day with addiction, or not just addiction. I struggle with anxiety because of my addiction. I struggle with depression. I struggle with social anxiety. I struggle with a lot of different anxieties. Am I medicated anymore? No. I found alternative ways that the medication was actually making me physically sick. And I'd forget to take it. So I found more natural ways to treat my anxiety. Part of that is keeping my mind busy, and having my garden and having my farm keeps my mind busy. Having a hobby that I can sit down and devote a few hours to at a time keeps my mind busy, keeps my hands busy. So it's helped with my addiction. Now, my husband, he's also an addict. And we split up because of his addiction last year, and we were filing for divorce. And I prayed to my stepmother, who passed away 5 years ago. Why did this happen? Why is God testing us? And to be honest with you, it was 5 weeks later. I found myself at his apartment on my hands and knees begging him to come home, saying, I need my family. I need my family. And at the time, he didn't want to. But then something triggered in him. And the next day he calls me, I'm packing my stuff, I'm coming home. I want to pluck some weeds in here while I'm talking. Come and help me pack, I'm coming home. And that's exactly what we did. We packed his stuff up like that. He went to treatment. He did what's called out of hospital stay treatment with a treatment program. He's still in contact every day with, if he wants to be, with his treatment person. And I keep him very monitored. I tell him if I notice something that's off of them, like, is something up? Is something bothering you? Friends of mine that I know also struggle with addiction. I'm a person that I will say, listen, something's not right with you. What's going on? I need to know. You're scaring me. You're worrying me. I'm a very much of a worrywart now. I worry about everybody. And that keeps my mind busy, because then I don't fall into my old bad habits. But at the same time, I'm trying to help somebody stay out of that bad habit. But yeah, if you have a person that's struggling in your life with addiction or depression or anxiety, don't tell them, oh, go get help. Because unfortunately, unless they want to, they won't. Unless they hit rock bottom and see what addiction is doing to them, it's very hard for them. But support them. I live by the saying, if you baby the addict, you'll bury the addict, which for the most part is true. Nobody babied me. I had to do it on my own. I had to hit rock bottom. I had to look at my life and where my life was going. I had to say, I'm on the streets of Montreal in this huge city. I don't know anybody. I don't speak the language. I had to sell my car in order to get a bus ticket to come home. I had to go through sacrifices in order to get healthy. My daughter is now going to be 11 in October, and she's healthy, and I've been healthy and clean since she was born. My friends reach out to me because I've done it. I've kicked as much as I can kick my habit. Like I said, I still struggle with anxiety, social anxiety, and depression on a regular basis. That probably will never go away. But having my farm, my hobby farm, having my gardens, it's what's keeping me sane, is what I said. If it wasn't for my farm, if it wasn't for my gardens, I wouldn't be busy. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. My family is my life. My farm is my life. My gardens are my life. This is what I need to stay healthy and stay clean. Always check it up on people that are struggling. Doesn't matter if it's just a phone call, a text message, a Facebook message, a Snapchat, dropping into their house because you haven't heard from them in 24 hours. Always check up on that person. Make sure their mind is okay. Always try to find something to keep yourself occupied. The thing is, with addiction, a lot of people do it because we're bored. We are bored. I did mine because I was bored. If I didn't have something in my hands at all times, I go looking for my fix. Now I can say successfully 13 years later, I don't need that. I look at that with disgust. When my husband was struggling last year, at the time I looked at him with disgust. And I had to go and pray to my stepmother. Help me get through this. Help my family get through this. And you know what? We did. Was it easy? Oh, heck no. Was it worth it? Oh, heck yes. It was worth it. Because now I know what it takes. And now my family's been healthy for almost a year. We took those divorce papers. We threw them away. He's home. He's in recovery. He got a great promotion from his job. Is life easy? Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. Life is hard. There's things that need to be paid that we don't have the money for. There's repairs that need to be done that we need help doing, and we can't get it done. Just because the habits are gone, life still prevails. We traded one habit for a farm. And I'll tell you one thing, a farm is hard. Having a hobby farm is hard. Having gardens is hard. And it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort to try and get up in the mornings and go do all your weeding and your grass cutting and feed all your animals and make sure all animals are healthy, that they have water, no one's diseased, no one's sick, no one's lacking anything. To raise children, to make sure everybody's fed, the bills are paid, the roof's over our heads, the mortgage is paid. It's hard work. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I've seen the other side of my world and I don't want to go back. My husband's seen the other side of his world without me and the kids and our farm, and he does not want to go back there. I will always stand up for an addict and say, I've been there, but there is a way out if you want it, but you have to go get it. I would never ever badmouth somebody, because I know how hard it is. And because I've been down that road. I choose not to be down that road anymore, because I have too much to lose. Having too much to lose is a powerful thing. Asking God to keep me on the straight and narrow is a powerful thing. And so I want to reach out to you on this Canada Day and say, if someone that is watching my channel is struggling with addiction, message me. Message me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Reach out, because I will put you in my prayers. If you need someone to talk to, I will talk to you till the cows go home. Because I've been there. My husband's been there. I've got 13 years in that I haven't touched anything. besides a cigarette. I will have a cooler once in a while, but I don't drink. Having a cooler once in a while is equivalent to me as having a cup of coffee. I do have an addictive personality, but I know after one, it's done. So if you like this little rant, I will call it, please like and subscribe and enjoy our channel. Have a great day and happy Canada Day.